Hello there. So in the Worlds, in the finals, in the second game, Xiaohu, I don't say he's a bad player. He's definitely a good player. It's just the issue is his build was really int. He did go for a long sword and for a static shield build, right? He has also fleet. Now the issue with that logic is that Faker did go for sustain such as biscuits, refillable, later on D shield, maybe even second wind if he has it, and it sort of nullifies to some degree her pokes. While also the other notable issue with the static build and Trinity and Hullbreaker, I'm not sure if he would fully commit for of course, an AD build, but static itself is very bad. The reasoning behind that is quite simple. Most of them will stack HP, and it's very bad to build static on AD item because AD, and he has a softer amount of AP damage, the Maokai of course, but if he would go AD, his team would have 4 AD champs with an AP tank, and that would be very bad. So what he did, he actually brought the items for static, then halfway he realized, oh shit, I need to sell these items, because what happened, he realized, oh shit, I need Leandre, I need to go AP, because my team is otherwise 4 AD, right? So he couldn't go for that Bob Queen static, was it, what is it, static Trinity Force and Hullbreaker, that's like Bob Queen's like Ahri build, right? And so in here, he still has it, and watch out what's gonna happen. He gonna sell it in a second. And we can visually see here now he's building towards Leandri. But we can see that some people may argue he brought Shard to place more pressure on Faker and take some degree of plates and of course maybe get a CS advantage. But the issue with that logic is that Faker, as I said before, did go for sustaining items and runes, so that sort of nullifies that purpose. While also he was mostly even with the CS of Ahri, that's the thing. He was actually mostly even. Well, notably that she still has the item, but it only delayed her Leandri, and it did not serve her at all. The extra poke from the shard, in my opinion, is kinda bad to invest 800 gold into something you're not gonna finish in pro play, just because things are going very evenly, and as fast as possible you need to have your first item for some type of objectives, fights, and what have you, usually Leandri or Everfrost. Anything you would go on Ahri, I wouldn't really delay with shard, of course. And as I said, I think later on eventually she even sells the shard for something, but I don't think so at the end of the day that shard was really worth, because as I said, even if you go for a poke build, he still went sort of even with Faker, with CS, plates approximately, maybe he got one, I'm not sure exactly how much, but it didn't allow him to get too many advantages that shard. I think originally he maybe even wanted to go static, but he changed his mind. Maybe his team told him to just go Leandri, bro, because they have HP stacker, HP stacker does go for some degree of HP because he goes Radiant, so Leandri is a big item into them. I'm not sure what was the purpose of the shard, but definitely would have a more early game pressure if he actually aimed to get Lost Chapter. Now I know Lost Chapter costs more arguably than shard, but the thing about Lost Chapter is a huge power spike item that you generally don't want to delay on Ahri, otherwise it may cause mana issues. So if you actually go shard, which I don't say it doesn't pokes, you're not going for Lost Chapter, you're delaying it with 800 gold, right? So it's harder to get it early on, which means you get less mana value, less poke value in lane. Like, it's such an insane item, Lost Chapter. So because it's such a strong item, I wouldn't really like ever even consider going shard, from my honest opinion. So I think that was a bit of a indie build in my own opinion. That's it for now, guys. Have a nice day. Oh, let me just start this off.